Plaintiff Donald Piper is suing his former co-worker, Heather Murdoch, for a loan and stolen property. Donald says the defendant has an extensive criminal record, and he believes she has a drug problem. But Heather says Donald is the one with the substance abuse problem, and he has to blow into a tube just to start his car because he's had so many DUIs.
All right, Donald Piper is suing Heather Murdoch, his former co-worker, for an unpaid loan and stolen property. Donald, talk to me.
How I met Heather is we worked together at the same place. I was a lube technician, and I filled up the company vehicles with fuel and all that, and that's how we more or less met. And she asked me to borrow some money, or further on down the line. I'm scared.
What are you scared of? Nothing to be scared of. It's just us.
Yeah, sorry.
The rest of the country.
Yeah. Love you. Love you.
You love you?
Love Your
Okay,
Honor.
good. That
follow
doesn't
you
help,
a lot.
I like hearing it.
I love you. Follow you a lot.
Yeah. A lot to follow. Okay. So you meet this woman at work.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Got talking, because I had to turn in fuel receipts to this lady over here. And if everything went wrong, I had to give her the thing. I met her every Monday morning to turn in the receipts to her and all that. So
further down the road, did you take her out?
No, we went to breakfast one morning in Martinez, California, at Joe DiMaggio's old restaurant in downtown Martinez. That's where he was raised from. And so I was telling her, well, I'm going up to the ocean today, Bodega Bay, to pick up some oysters.
What's Bodega Bay?
Bodega Bay is up on the coast.
It's a town?
Right below Jenner, below Bodega Bay, where The Birds was filmed at.
What was
Alfred
filmed
Hitchcock's movie, The Birds.
Oh, The Birds.
That's where,
wow.
That's where it's filmed. That's where it's filmed at. I'm an avid fisherman. I fish. We go up there crabbing and go up there and get oysters all the time.
Okay.
So she made the comment that she's never been to the ocean before. And I thought, wow, you here in Pinole, or you grew up and ocean's just right over here?
So you invited.
So we went up to the ocean one day to get some oysters and all that. So we made more or less a night out of it, stayed the night in the hotel. I come in with the...
Is this your first date?
That was
this is first day.
First date.
Yeah, so now we're at the hotel. I'm coming in with a nice cooler and everything in hand, and I come in and she's standing there butt naked.
Well, excuse me?
Butt naked with a glass,
wow.
with
That
a glass
is not
pipe
true,
in
Your
one
Honor.
hand and a cigarette in the other.
I want to hear this.
She's butt naked, right?
Got it.
She's like a scared turtle wouldn't come out of shell, so.
What scared turtle?
Me.
Well,
Body parts, is like a frightened turtle. So I think she kind of got upset about all that, but on the way up, she's on the phone with supposedly her mother or something about a check. So it was kind of odd how it was going on, that she was doing all the talking, but the conversation was going too fast for someone on the other end of the line. So
you don't believe there was someone at the other end?
I don't think there was,
the conversation was for your benefit?
Yes, for me to hear every bit of it, Then she asked if she could borrow some money. And so she eventually asked me for $300. I said, okay, we could do that, no problem. I work with you, I see you every day, it's no problem. You get paid every week or every other week, it's no problem.
DUIs.
Did you get something signed?
No.
Okay.
That's my fault, but I figured we work together, So we're going home and we get to Safeway. Now I got that right here where I took the money out, and she goes, well, 400 would be better. I said, well, you asked for 300. She goes, well, 400 would be better. I said, okay, no problem. I'll do that. Just another 100. So I gave her, I had $200 in my pocket, which you could see that I got proof here if you'd like to have it. And here's everything, ma'am. And took out another $200 because I like to carry around a few dollars in my pocket. So if something does happen, I got money in my pocket.
Bodega Bay.
So she asked for $400. I loaned her the $400. She got that, and then about 4 or 5 days later, I asked her for the money. She says, well, she's kind of back on her rent and all that, she got a court date or something in Concord, California, that she don't have no money because the fine was $50, or if I could loan her a little bit more money because she needed $50 to pay the fine for gas to get out there and a pack of cigarettes. So I loaned her the $76 so she can go, 50 for the fine and 20 so much for gas and so much for cigarettes and all that. So then I eventually asked her, hey, did this check, well, she's on the phone with her mom wanting some $300 check's going to come in. Right. So eventually this check finally come in. I asked her, what about this check? Well, you can have it. So she signed it over to me, and I called my bank.
Did the check clear?
I had to give it back to her. She signed it over to me because I couldn't cash it. It was no good. You had to sign it back.
So then why didn't you cash it and give him the money?
Once I got the money, yes, I had, and I've tried to pay him since then. My boss has tried to pay him, and he refused.
She's goofy, too. She's a flat out liar. She's a flat out liar.
Heather, talk to me from the beginning.
Basically, yes, I met the man at work, and he asked me for my phone number, and I was kind of like,
Goofy.
He's one that you see him coming, and it's kind of like, oh, let me get back to work, and I don't know, but when he did ask me out, he asked me out for breakfast. I thought that would be nice. I eat breakfast. I don't have a problem with that. And he came over the next morning on Saturday morning and asked me if I wanted to take a spur of the moment drive up the coast. The water is my grounding point. So okay, that sounds real nice. And he actually seemed like a nice man on the way up there. Had to blow in a tube to start his truck and to keep it going because he has numerous DUIs. But he wasn't drinking at that point.
You've got DUIs?
In the past, yes.
So are you on probation now? Or were you on probation at that time?
Yes, it was, ma'am.
All
Yes.
right. So did the court require you to blow into a tube to get the car to start? Car, truck?
That's off my truck and everything right now. It's all off. I
So
graduated
you're not
my
on
DUI
probation
school
anymore.
on December 18th. Yes.
You stopped drinking?
Yeah.
Well, considering the 3 12-packs he bought for that night, and I don't drink beer,
You're goofy. Tell the story straight. If you're going to talk, tell the story straight.
Donald, hold on. Go
Sorry.
ahead.
So we ended up, yes, like you said, it was a scared turtle. When we got
It
to
was a
Bodega
scared
Bay,
turtle.
When we got to Bodega Bay, this man buys the room that cost $365 for the room.
$400.
I thought, hey,
Nice
that's
room.
really nice.
Look at it. It's beautiful right on the
Look at what?
Right on the water. You got my receipts right
I
there.
have the bill, but I was going to look at the room.
Oh, if I had my camera, I
room
would
was
show
gorgeous.
you.
And then what happened?
You're goofy.
Nothing really
you think
happened
she's
that
goofy.
night.
This court will take judicial notice of the fact that you think
Okay.
she's goofy. Therefore, you don't have to say it again. Go ahead.
The next morning, by the time we leave, 11, 12 o'clock, I have to blow in the tube because he's already been drinking. Which, okay, whatever. We get home, and we got home, and yes, I was kind of stressed because it was the 5th, and I had to have my rent paid, and he sensed that, I guess, kept asking me, what's going on, what's up, I had asked him, well, I really don't want to go there, but if you really want to know, yes, I'm waiting for this check from my mom. I was between apartments, and I was waiting for the check to pay the other $300 for my rent.
Right.
I said, yes, if you could, that'd be great when the check clears. But mind you, it's from Arizona. It's it's
No, wait a minute.
Arizona.
You're on the-
so it's going to take
Excuse
a
me,
minute.
the two of you. You guys met at work.
Yes,
Exactly.
ma'am.
Right.
So why are we waiting for a check from your mother to pay him
Exactly.
back for a loan? Why aren't you giving him the cash from the check that you get every Friday or every other week?
That's what
we call her back home as an S&S. An S&S, Your Honor, is a scam and skank. That's what this thing is.
Excuse me?
And
A scam and skank, an S&S.
What does
Wow.
that mean?
Look at her background. I went to the courthouse and got her background. She's a thief.
Yes, I
Look
have
it
a
up.
background.
She's going to court next week for commercial burglary. This thing is done prison time. Look at right there,
Yes,
ma'am.
I have.
Have you
I
done
do
prison
have a
time?
history, and I
She's
admit
going to
that.
court this
And
next
I've-
Friday.
convicted of?
I've been convicted of identity theft. I did prison time on that. I admit that. I did my time. I actually turned myself in to do that because I've changed my life. I'm not that same person anymore. That's why I was in the position I was in at the refinery for over a year. I had the responsibility. I was dealing with
I wouldn't let her watch a fish pond.
I was dealing with hundreds of thousands of dollars every
Yeah.
day.
Or a turtle?
Love it.
Go ahead.
But I've turned my life around. I had every
But how
intention
many
of paying-
convictions? How many
Pardon?
convictions? There were a number of victims, I'm
They're
sure.
all
Yes, there
right
were.
there.
Stop talking, Donald.
I was convicted of
I know. You'd be surprised.
I know, you're sharp.
Yeah. All right, let's stop with the hogwash here.
Exactly.
2 counts of receiving stolen property, 2 counts of theft of credit card,
And a few
1
times-
count of counterfeiting. Don't talk over me. Counterfeiting
Sorry.
using credit card information, petty theft, grand theft, residential burglary, receiving stolen money, identity theft, driving under the influence of alcohol, driving under the influence of a controlled substance, possession of methamphetamine, and let me
Let's
tell
take
you
a drug test.
What?
Let's take a drug test. She's high
you
right
wanna
I
now.
don't have a
Sit
problem
here?
with that.
Could I?
Oh dear, not today. Not today. Heather,
Yes, ma'am.
are you on drugs now?
No, I'm not.
Let's take a
Would
test.
you take a drug test?
I don't have a problem at all with that. Yes, I
You'll
would.
take a
Your
drug
Honor.
test?
Yes.
All right. All right. We'll take a drug test.
Okay.
All right. We're going to recess. She's going to take a drug test. Let's go. All right. Heather, you wanted to take the drug test, and it does reflect positive for some drug use. Are you surprised?
I've smoked weed, yeah. But besides that, no, I've been drinking Red Bulls this morning, but I have not done. Your Honor,
Talk to me.
I'm sure you see the emotion because I'm not a bad.
Stop.
Would you please
All right,
have him be
talk to me.
quiet?
Talk to me, Heather.
I'm not a bad person. I'm a magnet for scum, evidently. Shortly after this, I met a young man and ended up him and his cousin drugging me and robbing me, which is why I haven't paid him back. They stole all my rent money, my car. I've gotten my car back, but it's like, that's what I attract. And I'm not a bad person. That's why the crimes that I have committed is because of that. The men that coerced me into it or whatnot.
But you are a human being who can act of her own free will.
Yes, I am.
You can't blame that litany of crimes.
I don't
against
blame
other
anybody
people.
else. What I've done, I have taken responsibility for, and I take responsibility for the $300 I owe him.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, I don't.
Why didn't you pay him, Heather?
Because I got robbed 2 weeks after that. I haven't
But
had
you
the
were
money.
working at the same place. Why didn't you say to him, "Thanks for loaning me $300. We both got paid today. Let me give you the money."
I don't get paid the same as him. When we went up there that weekend.
But on a Monday when he was coming in, why didn't you take the check from
Because
Friday?
I didn't have the money, Your Honor. I have tried to since then pay him. My boss has tried to pay him,
Yeah, see,
and
she's
he
got
denied
everybody
it. Would you
involved in
please
this.
ask him to
Donald,
be
just a
quiet and
minute.
let me talk?
Go ahead.
My boss has since then tried to give him the money. I have tried to give him the money. He doesn't answer my calls. He didn't.
Has she been calling
He
you,
didn't
Donald?
respond to me.
Wrong.
But you see, Heather, I have trouble believing that because the man is here because he wants, a grand total of.
She stole my putting kit.
I don't know
Your
where
what?
that comes
Putter
from,
kit.
Your Honor.
What is a putting kit?
An old girlfriend gave it to me, very sentimental. It's a putter in its own case. It was made out of cherry wood. It came apart in 3 sections. You screwed it together.
How did she get it?
I left it in her house.
No, you did
We went
not.
out to Ricky's dinner one night, and it's where she lives is in the ghetto, in the
Your
bad
Honor,
part of
he was
Rodeo.
not even.
Just a minute.
And I told her, well, can I put this in the house? I don't want to leave it in the truck. She goes, what is it? I said, it's worth a lot of money.
Do you
Once she
remember
found
this at
out it
all?
was worth
Oh, I
money,
remember the putter because he had it in Bodega Bay. Besides that, I haven't seen it, Your Honor.
stole it.
I have no idea what happened to his putter, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Anything else you want to say?
I apologize to the court for this. It's ridiculous. I admit to what I owe him.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that. I admit to the 300.
The 476, and you paid him how
No,
much?
I paid him $100 back of
Threw
that. I owe
$100 at
him.
me and told me to get the hell out of, excuse my language, out of her house. If I call her or if I come over anymore, she's going to call the
That's
law
not
on me
even true
for
either,
harassment.
Your Honor.
Okay, here's the issue. The issue is whether or not the defendant owes the plaintiff money. He loaned her money. There's no question. I mean, we had a few laughs here. It was not a gift, even though there's nothing in writing. It's clear it was a loan. He tried, by the way, I think to give you, a nice time, to invite you for breakfast. He took you up,
Yes,
to
he
see
did.
the
I
ocean.
don't-
He got himself the best room he could get. He tried to make nice with you and treat you like a lady. Okay? At the end of the day, you owe him $376 because you
don't
failed
deny
to
that.
repay him. All right. Now, the issue regarding the putter is one that causes some distress to the court. I'm not sure, Donald, that you've proven that by a preponderance of the evidence that she had the putter. It doesn't make sense that you would leave it in her house in the ghetto when you could leave it in your truck, which would be locked.
It's easier to get in my truck than it would be get through her security screen door.
I don't have it.
These tears
He
are
had
on
it
what
at
you're
the
seeing right now.
refinery.
This is the
Verdict
story that I
for
got.
the plaintiff. I'm splitting the putter down the middle. Verdict for the plaintiff, $526. So ordered.
Thank you
Good
so
luck.
much.